Good evening.
What's up?
Much. How you doing tonight, Donald?
Well, I was good about, I don't know, 40 minutes ago before the computer decided it wanted to update on its own.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens. It leaves you with no choice.
It was all day. I mean, it's been sitting here since last podcast we did. So it had all that time to do its little update, and it decided to do it about an hour ago.
But have you had it on since then?
Yeah, it's been on.
Ooh, unbelievable. That's because it knew you had something to do.
Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to share our thing a little bit too.
Yeah, I kind of given up on that because I know that we are going to get that copyright hit if we haven't already. Um, so far, I haven't gotten a notification on that. So yeah, I got a message earlier today from Joe, um, newest member of Things. I got a message from Joe saying, "Hey, I thought you guys were having a show tonight." We were, but Donald's computer had other plans.
Yeah, it's old. It's an old computer, so it's slow at doing anything.
Oh, okay. Joe's watching right now. He is okay. Joe. So Joe is watching on my personal profile. So Joe, just so you know, um, I'm going to have to keep an eye on my profile for your comments because for whatever reason, um, any comments that are made on my profile on this video will not come through on StreamYard. I don't even know why I selected my profile for this. Hi, Irene. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on them um, because Joe and Irene are not coming up on the StreamYard chat. That's really aggravating that happens. So, tonight we're going to be talking about Superfan.
Superfan. Uh, I watched it. Uh, my Facebook thing is doing something stupid,
Yeah, I watched it about a week ago.
and I think this is from the other day. Because you're wearing a different shirt.
Yeah. So the guy we're going to be talking about, his name is Vladimir Abu Zaid.
Something like that.
I hope I said that right, Abu Zaid.
Hey, Irene is here.
Yep. Now we can see you, Irene.
Yeah. I wasn't quite sure what it was about when I first watched it because we had talked about. You had asked me if I had seen it. I said no, so I went in there and started watching it one day, and I was doing some other stuff while I was watching it, and just uh, didn't realize there was some folks out there that was like extreme super fan like him, and there's a few others that would tag along with him and go to events together. Uh, but yeah, this guy, I think it was like over 1,000 events he's been to over the years.
Mhm. Over the
Uh,
last 40 some years.
yeah, and he's there so much that the wrestlers know him by name.
Yeah, that's an average of 25 shows a year.
Yeah, that's and it's not just Madison Square Garden area. I mean, he was going, around the north area up there, and then he would even go to Florida and California and stuff.
Yeah, I think he said he's only missed one WrestleMania. and that might have been the WrestleMania where they had nobody in attendance.
Right.
Um, and I just watched the
Hey Nick,
1997. Hey Nick, I just watched the '97 Royal Rumble, and that was in San Antonio, Texas, and he was ringside there too.
now it's to the point now where since I've seen it, I'm gonna start scanning the crowd and seeing where Vlad is.
Yeah. Well, he really stood out there in the early years. I hadn't noticed him in these last few years, but I have been noticing the guy with the green smiley face shirt. He is in the same seat every single show.
See, that's gonna make me look at more of the crowd,
Yeah.
now and seeing some of these guys now. Back in the matter of fact, I just saw a poster where there's a small event. Not WWE. It's a small time wrestling event. About an hour from here in January, I believe. I think Ron Simmons is going to be there. From what I heard or what I saw on the poster, Ron Simmons is going to be there, and who else was it? It was another big name. I took a picture of it.
While you're looking that up, Joe, you can look that up on Peacock. Just type in Superfan um, under the WWE banner, and it should pop right up. And it was just released not even a month ago. They were actually intending for it to be released in 2021. And then, for whatever reason, it got shelved and didn't get released until just now. Hi, Debbie.
Yeah, this one here. Not to change our subject, but this one here is January 13th at the Philadelphia Coliseum over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Uh,
There's a Philadelphia in Mississippi.
yes,
Okay.
it's it's also close to Choctaw, Mississippi, which it used to be all Philadelphia, and then they, I guess, annexed some of it to the Choctaw Nation.
Okay.
Uh, Philadelphia over there in Choctaw, they have a casino and golf course and all that stuff over there on the reservation. Yeah, Ron Simmons and Magnum TA, from what I see, is supposed to be. Well, so is Mickey James too.
Oh, sad story about
$20.
Magnum PA. He was touted to be the next Hulk Hogan for the NWA.
Yeah, I think they're going to be there, and then like $20 for general admission. So I don't know. It says VIP and floor seating upgrades available. I may wind up checking in on that. And,
Yeah, that's not a bad price at all.
'cause I want to be ringside if I go.
But Vladimir, oh boy, what a story he has. It just goes to show that you never really know what a person is going through, what they have in their life, and that was true for Vladimir because every time we would see him on pay per view or on TV, he is so energetic, so happy to be there, and then when you listen to his story, it's it's kind of sad.
Yeah, from what I saw in the documentary, he was, and this ain't no small guy. He was pumped up. He looked like a dang wrestler.
Yeah, he
And from
tried to
what
be
I,
a wrestler at one time.
yeah, it didn't work out. I wonder, why he didn't choose to, if it could be a wrestler, try to get in the system and work, backstage, setting up stuff, just being around that atmosphere, being part of the family and all.
That is a good question because you could tell he's got charisma.
Yeah, if you can't be a
Um,
wrestler, be a manager. You
Yeah,
know,
he could be a manager. He could be a backstage interviewer. He
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 could
could
be.
he
He
could
could
have
have came.
been in front of the cameras.
Yeah, he could have gotten into the stand-ins. You know, people that work security and all that. Sometimes when they come escorting people out of the ring or whatever, and then getting the hell beat out of them by Stone Cold. That's happened a few times.
Yeah, he definitely could have been able to do something for them. But then again, it's all about choices, and or maybe he didn't see a way of being able to do that. I don't know.
He
Uh,
might not have been able to see a way of doing that, being very close to his mother, which he was,
yeah.
and of course, the past 10 years, I'll say health decline on her, uh, and all that. Maybe there was something to that. Maybe he didn't want to do that travel. I don't know. But if you're gonna be a wrestler, you got to travel anyway, unless you're staying in the area.
Well, just working for that company in general, you're going to be traveling all over the place.
Yeah.
Um, Dark
But
Side of the Ring. Actually, that is something that we should probably cover sometime. Honestly, I have never seen an episode of Dark Side of the Ring. I want to,
I've
but
not seen that. Um, there was a there was a documentary back years ago. Um, I can't remember the name of it, but it took you behind the scenes of a lot of stuff back in the day.
I remember
It was
one
really good.
documentary that I watched long before they did this was when they were doing one on Bret Hart, Wrestling with Shadows.
Yeah.
Um, and I saw on Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, he talked about Dark Side of the Ring, and he did not like their show because they only wanted to focus on the negativity and build the story around that instead of telling the whole story.
Uh, Beyond the Mat was in 1999. That's the one I was thinking about.
I remember hearing about that one. I have not seen that one either.
That's pretty good.
Uh, was Dave Arquette involved in that one?
Maybe. Uh,
Unless I'm thinking of Ready to Rumble, which I know he was in that one.
48 minutes long. Uh, Behind the scenes, look on wrestling takes viewers behind the ring into the lives of men and women who inhabit the colorful, competitive, surprisingly complex world. Uh, Barry Ballstein, Ron Howard, Ron Grazer, Michael Rosenberg. Uh, Box office 2 million. Budgeted for 500,000. 7.6. 82% Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see if I can look at the cast. Terry Funk, The Rock, Mick Foley, Jake Roberts, Vince McMahon, Shamrock, Draws back in the day,
Okay,
Emerald,
so they
Ventura,
all the WWF guys back then.
Cornette. Apparently Taker was on there. Edge. I don't remember all these people being in that.
Who?
I mean, like Edge, DiBiase, Steve Austin, uh, Triple H, Bret Hart, Cole, Van Dam, Mark Henry, Sable, Taz, Oakland. I mean, it's got a ton. I'm going to go back and rewatch this.
Yeah, now we're mixing in some of the WCW guys in there.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, because in '98, Bret Hart was with WCW. Mean Gene was there. Huh, interesting.
Yeah, I'm about to go back and watch that again. It's been years since I've seen it. We like watching it again.
Yeah, I'll have to find it sometime. So with Vlad, he started attending shows in early or mid '80s. I forget what when they said, but the one where he really came into prominence was when Roddy Piper was doing that interview with Paul Orndorff, and Paul Orndorff was how was it? It was looking for a tag team partner
Hyper.
for Roddy, yeah, and and he said, "Okay, I'm going to have to talk to my manager." He brings this guy up, and I remember seeing this clip years and years ago, um, and I think that was where people started thinking, well, maybe he's a plant, maybe he really is an employee for them.
Right.
And he said that Hulk Hogan should be Piper's partner, and Piper was still hadn't turned face yet. Um, and then hearing about the rumors about Vlad, that he was a personal trainer, he was a bodyguard, that that he worked for Vince McMahon.
Yeah, there was all kind of rumors out.
Um, and then of course everybody thought he was Russian because of his name. It turns out he was born in um, Haiti.
Yeah, he's what, one of five kids,
Something like that.
I think. And his mother and them come over, and I think single mother, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because I don't recall hearing anything about the father.
Yeah, and she worked all the time to help them get by,
Yeah.
and he was really close to his mom, and all he could wish for was to get back to seeing wrestling during the COVID stuff. That was his whole life.
And then he loses his mother to COVID. And I think he also said that he's lost some friends to COVID as well.
Yeah, he hit some depression and said something about trying to commit suicide 2 or 3 times, or contemplated it. Never did that, but
He tried. He said that the one time he tried sleeping pills, and and that isn't really all that surprising because there was an uptick in suicides during the whole COVID pandemic. Um, so it's not all that surprising because a lot of people did because once you had that lockdown and now you're home all the time, a lot of people weren't used to that.
no, I can see in bigger cities having that issue, like around rural here, it really didn't change a whole lot. I mean, there's a few things that changed, but far as, and even my job changed a little bit, uh, but for the most part, it was kind of normal. It delayed. That was a year I was going to open up my new class, and it delayed it by a few months, um, which actually helped me out because I could get more done of my building and getting everything in place that I wanted to get in place inside.
Yeah.
So
Nothing changed for me. Work went as scheduled as if nothing was wrong with the world. We just kept going.
Well, I mean, other than us not going on med calls, they shut out med calls on us, with the fire service. But other than that, it was the normal everyday thing. You know, the day to day stuff really didn't change a whole lot. The biggest thing I guess it did change was you know, kids were doing school at home.
Of course.
Um, that was a big deal. 'Cause now you're having Chromebooks and all kind of stuff sent home and trying to get all their schoolwork done during the middle of the day and more or less being a teacher for trying to get all their schoolwork done here.
Hang on a second. We got blocked again.
Naturally.
Yeah.
That's very annoying.
Extremely. I gotta go and get a new piece of music. I put in that report and they have not responded.
Of course not. It'll take them two months to do it.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Joe is saying that he can still see us. How's that possible? No, we still do have, okay, one viewer on the Facebook network page, and we have a viewer on the YouTube page, which I think is Chris, because he sent me a message. He just got home and thought we were about done. I was like, nope, we just got started.
Yeah. I'm seeing us on the Marks on Wrestling page.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Because I can comment from here. Oh.
But yet the video is blocked on my personal profile.
That don't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. And I got a notification on the network page saying that Ali SC blocked the video because it may own some of our content, and that was 18 minutes ago.
We need to go on there and start blocking his crap.
I don't even know how I'll be able to go put the blocking stuff on there. But even if I block their page, it's not going to keep them from blocking our videos.
No, I meant go on there, and if they're doing live stuff, go on there and claim rights to their stuff.
I don't even know how I would go about doing that.
Send me the spelling of the name and all that. So if you can send me a link on in the Marks on Wrestling chat that we have, me and you, maybe I can go in there and mess around a little bit. But we had an interesting night. Monday, while you're doing that. So Monday we had a house fire. That was interesting. We were out doing inspections and all, and while they get turned out for a house fire, we got there and flames was coming out of the front door. And we got there, we wound up confining it to one room, knocked it down, and saved the rest of the house.
Okay, there we go.
We didn't get done till I think we sat down to eat about 8:30. And that sounds like us there. Hold on a sec.
Okay.
No, that was Petey. Sounded like our truck going by. But yeah, we had that. We wound up finishing. I got to finish watching Raw. Uh, and all that night. Excuse me. Sinuses are acting way up. But yeah, Vlad missed. There was like he's been to like 36 WrestleManias.
Yeah, he's only missed. He said he only missed one WrestleMania, and I am guessing that was
Was he
WrestleMania.
COVID?
Yeah. Um, and with him, he has a best buddy that he goes to every show with. Um, smaller guy with longer hair. I don't recall his name.
I don't remember them saying something. They met in line. You know, they're getting tickets and they met in line and they just kind of hit it off. And now they get tickets together and go to the events together.
And and it kind of begs the question because when with a lot of these big shows, you're going to have hundreds of fans that are going to be waiting for the second that the tickets go on sale. Then they're going to go on and snatch those tickets. These guys are always able to get front row seats. That can't be just be by luck.
Maybe there is a now, maybe there is a, or maybe it's been in place for several years to where, all right, these two tickets are reserved for these two guys.
It,
They pay the
it might
tickets.
be,
That may
yeah,
be a way they do it.
it might be because I cannot see how they would get front row tickets every time. Just like that, the guy with the green smiley face shirt, he gets the exact same seat. He is at the middle of that ring on every single show. Of course, there's a lot of speculation that he happens to know somebody that works in the company and he's able to get those tickets.
Right.
Um, but I read a thing on there on online. There was an interview with him, and he said that he's just another super fan, and his goal is to make every single show that he can. Okay, you can make every single show that you can, but that doesn't mean that you're going to get the exact same seat. He gets the same seat all the time. Pre-sales, yeah. I know they do a lot of pre-sales too.
Well, I saw the other day on Raw, the other night where they were getting ready to have a pre-sale on WrestleMania, and it's like a 3 or 4 night deal package where you get the Hall of Fame, you get NXT, and I think you get WrestleMania or something to that nature.
I did see that. Yeah, you get SmackDown and the Hall of Fame. I don't like
Yeah,
that they put those two together. Um, I really liked how they had it before. I don't. I like the whole concept of doing it in the ring, but now it's down to where there's only three people that get thrown into a Hall of Fame instead of a good group. So I always enjoyed that. Yeah, you get the SmackDown Hall of Fame, you get Stand and Deliver, both nights of WrestleMania and Monday Night Raw.
I bet that's an expensive ticket.
Yeah, that's. But think of the amount of money for that.
Do you
I
know
never
this guy?
seen, huh?
Yeah. Do you know this guy? Uh,
The Marjoe shows.
yeah.
Yeah, that's Joe. He's the one that just
Okay.
joined
Okay.
the house.
Okay.
Yeah,
Woo. Well, they're going somewhere in a freaking hurry.
I don't hear the sirens anymore except for that
Oh,
one.
he went by so fast you couldn't have heard the siren.
Uh,
I bet he's going 80 miles an hour right past our house, which is a 35-mile-an-hour zone.
ooh, sure hope nobody's outside at this time of night.
But yeah, I just can't fathom the amount of money that this guy spent over the course of 40 years.
I know. Like right now, WrestleMania front row tickets are more than $2,000.
Yeah,
It's you. You have you would have to save up all year and literally do nothing else unless whatever job you got is a damn good one.
yeah. I'm
Um,
wondering if he gets some kind of now. I wonder if he gets some kind of uh, break or whatever on the tickets, or maybe even gets a seat for free or whatever. At this point in time, since he got that award and all.
yeah, honestly, for Vlad, I would say that he's one of those fans. He should get free lifetime tickets any show he wants.
Yep.
He's he's earned it.
Yeah.
And I don't. Did they say anything about what he does for a living on the show, or did
I
they
didn't
just
see anything on there about any of that.
okay?
Who knows what he does for a living?
And then looking at his apartment, all I could see were wrestling figures and um, torn T-shirts.
Oh, he had a big collection of stuff from different events from different wrestlers.
Yeah,
That they,
there was
handed
a Rockers shirt.
outside. Yeah,
I remember that one. Um, he looked like he had hundreds of action figures.
yeah. He eats, leaves, and lives and breathes wrestling.
He really
WWE.
does. And I thought I lived and breathed wrestling back when I was a kid. Oh, I got nothing on this guy.
Yeah,
And I used to have lots and lots of action figures, and now they're gone, and I regret ever getting rid of them. Of course, a lot of them were broken anyway from playing with them all the time, but still. Um,
I never collected any action figure as far as wrestling was. Now, back when I was a kid, I had He Man and had a few of those, and I had uh, Black Star. If you remember Black Star, probably not.
yeah.
Uh, I had a bunch of those.
I remember having the Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, um, Thundercats.
See, I never could get into Thundercats.
They were out there.
Now I remember what's it on? I don't think they had action figures for it, but one of my favorite cartoons back in that time was Thundar the Barbarian.
No, never had that. And Joe, I never got into Hot Wheels. I had some cars, but I never got into collecting Hot Wheels.
I did for a period of time. I had a bunch of them unopened, just different, looking at different ones. I mean, the old ones that are uh, some of the old ones are worth a lot of money, especially if all the parts are to it. Because there's like a VW van with a surfboard on it. That's worth a lot of money if the surfboard is still with it.
Haven't brought that up. Somebody posted earlier today. Um, it was Hot Wheels, and you could only see it after you have taken the car out of the package.
Uh
There's
huh.
there's a thing printed on the back saying congratulations, you just got um, some sort of a collector's item,
Yeah.
but you could only see that
If you
after you
opened it
tore
up,
the package open and took the car out,
right?
which I thought was pretty shitty. If you're going to have a collector's item, you want to keep it in the package.
Well, it goes like, you have no idea what you got.
Right.
Um, if there was a way for you to, I don't know, if there was a way they could take
Most
it,
things they put collector's edition right on the top corner of the package.
yeah, if there was a way for them to say have a scratch off, you scratch it off, you put the number in, and it tells you what car you got, then that'd be a way to keep it knowing what you got, but still it's in the package.
Or or maybe do like a serial number, or
Yeah.
maybe take the UPC number that's on the package and go online, put it on there, and say, okay, this is safe to open, or no, this is collectors, keep it in the package. That'd be
Yeah.
something to have. Uh,
Yep. That's it. In the
and
80s.
a lot of the stuff that Vladimir had looked like they were still in the original package and never took out.
Yep. I've been seeing some mistakes posted here lately of wrestlers. They're still sealed up, but then there's like this different body in the package other than who's supposed to be in there, or a different head, or
I,
whatever.
I saw one, Brother Love. One of them was a Brother Love figurine, but the package had somebody else's name on it. I don't remember who it was supposed to be, but it was a Brother Love action figure in it, like Jeff Hardy or somebody like that.
I saw one a couple of days ago that was it had to be a repackage. It had to be couldn't have come from the factory that way, but it had a He-Man figure with a Hulk Hogan head on it.
Okay.
But it had to be, it had to be a repackage, unless they both come from the same line, which I doubt.
Were they
Or
made by the
somebody,
same company?
huh?
Were they made by the same company?
Right. I don't know. I doubt it. I mean, it's a possibility, but there's probably some guy on these lines. Probably some of these guys on these lines putting these figures, and there's like, well, let's put this head with this body and just mess around with somebody. You know.
I could definitely see some people do that. I remember at the ice cream factory where I worked, um, we all had these open boxes before we closed them in. After we put the drumsticks in them, a lot of us had thought about maybe if we write some kind of a message inside these boxes and just see who gets it, but we never
Oh,
did.
we did. I worked at a factory years ago that packaged spark plugs, and they were going out. They packaged them for Kmart, and they lost the contract, so they were trying to get rid of all the. They had a deadline to get this many to them before the contract, ran out. They didn't get paid for all this extra stuff, so they had us working, long hours trying to get as much package to them before the contract completely run out. And it was like the very last one on the line. Everybody at the factory, because the blister packs that you had, you put your cables in there, and it went through this little assembly thing, and it sealed it all off. Well, on the top of that blister had it was a cardboard uh, picture, and it glued it to the back of it. So before we stuck it down there to glue it, we all wrote a little message on the back of that blister pack and signed it. Say this is the last one that was ever done from here. And of course, it went off in the boxes and went God knows where. We used to take little pennies and stick in there under the cardboard. So there was a when you opened up, you're looking at a penny when you get your spark plugs.
And now it makes you wonder who ended up with that penny.
Yeah, or that little note, you know, that little thing we signed, all signed.
That's awesome. That is just awesome.
Of course, it
Um,
may have got stuck in a landfill somewhere. Who knows?
you never know. These days, you just never know. Um, but yeah, Vladimir had all kinds of stuff in his house. It's or his apartment because the way that they showed it, he lived in an apartment, and it was one of those things where you got the door and it has a nameplate on it for him to identify who lives at this apartment, which I think that is probably typical for New York.
Probably.
Um, and I've actually been in one of those New York apartments, and they are tiny. It's like you get one room, and that is your living room, bedroom, and kitchen all in one, and then you have a bathroom. At least in this one apartment I went into, that is all you get, and they charge you like $1,000 a month for it or something.
Yeah, it's the luxury of living in New York.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one apartment that I went into is smaller than the size of this room that I'm
yeah,
in.
yeah. I
It's
couldn't live
probably
in.
maybe half the size of this room.
Yeah, we lived in a house. Uh, oh man, it was small for all of us. You know, for a couple of years, it was just everybody's on top of one another. And then we bought this place, and everybody's got their own room. We got you know four times the room we had at the other place. I mean, it's like, and there for a while, everybody stayed on top of one another, even though you had like all this space. Like, go downstairs and go to your room. You got your own area down there. Why do you got to be right up on top of us? I mean, it was just the fact that everybody was used to being right on top of one another all the time.
Yeah, I could not do it. Um, and these apartments, they're only room enough for one person. Even if you're married and you have an apartment like that, damn, I want some time by myself at some point. And
I think everybody does.
that's the kind of apartment that he had because they didn't really show much except for those figures in the shirt. So I'm guessing that it's just a small apartment.
Yeah, he lived really close to Madison Square, so Madison Square Garden. So he was hitting all those events that were held there. And
He he lived in what was said to be the greatest period for wrestling, and that would have been in the 80s.
yeah,
Uh, I guess some could argue the 70s, but I would say it was in the 80s because that's when the 80s that's when wrestling had this big boom. And of course, that was when Vince McMahon came in with his big ideas and came up with WrestleMania, and then Hulk Hogan coming in, and it just all exploded from there. Um,
it turned it from small time venues to big spectacles, and it only
right.
got bigger as the years went by. And now you got you know WrestleMania how it is now. It's like this. The only thing to compare it to is the Super Bowl.
It's
And I would say
it's to the point where Super
it's
Bowl can't even
bigger.
compare to WrestleMania.
Right, it's bigger than Super Bowl to me.
Yeah,
The past few years, I mean,
and Super Bowl has been around two or three times as longer.
Yeah, they've NFL has shot themselves in the foot several times over different things over the past years. I don't even
Right.
watch football anymore.
And I dare say, honestly, for the Super Bowl, they never started doing a superstar halftime show after WrestleMania really hit it big.
Well, their Super Bowl. There's the last one I remember that I enjoyed was Michael Jackson. Now they got
That was their first real halftime show.
it was a good halftime show, but
Yeah, that
past
was the
few,
first time they brought in a celebrity singer instead of doing like a local marching band that they used to do.
yeah.
Michael Jackson was their first real halftime show.
I remember Tom Petty. Tom Petty's was decent, um, but the past few have just been. I was like, what are you thinking? Why do you have this person out there? You
Let's see here.
And now it's gotten to the point where it's not just one performer. It's you got to bring in several performers to work together for the halftime show.
Yeah, I know. They had.
Aerosmith. I forgot about Aerosmith.
I'm looking at this list here. Um, okay, not this year, but last year when they had all the rappers, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, all them guys.
Yeah, I
I
remember.
remember seeing that one, and the crowd was just nuts over them. Uh,
That's not my favorite forte as far as music goes, anyway. So to me, it was like,
I'm not really into rapping because I don't I like rap. I just don't like how they go extreme vulgar and all that. I just that is not me. But the crowd was in it with these guys. But yeah, I see the one. I see where you had the Tom Petty. That was back in '08. Year before that was Prince, and I heard that that one was really good.
mm,
Uh, I also heard that that one was really controversial too, but I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, WrestleMania to me is bigger than is bigger than the Super Bowl, and now with this whole WWE UFC merger, I'm fully expecting it to be much bigger next year than it ever was.
yeah, I remember that. I remember you couldn't understand what a word he was saying. Yeah,
Uh, I've never really got into what I used to watch Super Bowls, but I haven't watched it in 20 years. I did catch the rappers, the clips of it, but
the
other
last one, the last one I really enjoyed. It was a big deal for us at the fire department because I was a big Ravens fan at that time, and a buddy of mine that I work with, been friends with for since we were kids, he's a big 49ers fan. And it just so happened Super Bowl was Ravens versus 49ers. So we had a big Super Bowl party there at the fire department, and I mean the we got a in there that's for training and community people can come in and use it also. But we had it set up and there we had it split off 49ers and Ravens, and everybody came up and we cooked out and uh, somebody, I think our chief had come up with an idea. Y'all should do some kind of bet. And I was like, that's a good idea. It's like the loser has to be the other one's manservant for 30 days.
I bet that went over real well.
So it was good. We wound up we were Ravens were beating the dog crap out of 49ers. At the first part of it. And then the lights went out at the Super Bowl. I mean the whole place went dark. And when they finally got the lights back on, it kind of killed the momentum and the 49ers started coming back. We
Oh, you
still
mean
wound up
they actually lost? They
yeah,
lost power.
yeah. and they had to delay the game until they got all that stuff together. And
Boy, I bet that made for good television.
yeah, and then of course it made with good little memes and stuff after the fact. Had 49ers coach or somebody like flipping the switch, in the back. But yeah, the Ravens wound up winning that year, and
I remember a friend of mine years ago. He always talked about here in the state of Indiana is the rivalry between Indiana University and Purdue University. He always said that whenever those two go face to face, he what he roots for is that they lose TV coverage. There's a blackout on TV that something's happening. They can't broadcast the game and have everybody go nuts over that. So
yeah,
what just happened there at that Super Bowl? That's is pretty classic.
yeah. I wound up winning the bet, and he was my. I didn't rag him too much because he's a day guy. He works. He's our fire officer, and he works during the day. So there was only so many days because I work 24. So I wasn't there every day. So the days that we both worked, it only worked out to be X amount of days. That we were both working together. But he'd say something. Of course, we all joke around anyway. He'd say something out of the way. I'd say, Jeffrey, off of Prince of Bel Air. Jeffrey, go fix me a glass of tea and shut up. You know, but
All right. So with Superfan, they had some of the top stars um, talking about this guy. They had the Hulk Hogan, they had The Rock, Bruce Pritchard was on there, Jimmy Hart, Shawn Michaels, Jeff Jarrett. They had some of the biggest names out there talking about it, talking about Vlad, and telling stories about how they first come to recognizing him and how he was always out there and um, always talking to him as they were either coming to the ring or leaving the ring. He when I was watching Royal Rumble '97, again that's in San Antonio, and Psycho Sid when he came out for the main event, he was taking on Shawn Michaels. When Psycho Sid came out, he and Vlad were bouncing back and forth each other. You the man, you the man, you the man to each other. That was pretty funny.
yeah, and you
And
had Kevin Nash. Even coming by me, what's up, Vlad? Calling him out by name.
yeah, I actually just read that it was on here. He did that at WrestleMania 12.
Yeah, and it's like he's part of, and a lot of the wrestlers that you talked about were talking about. He's part of the family. He's at all these events. It's un it's different if you don't see Vlad somewhere in the audience by ringside.
I know, and I remember back in the early '90s when I was watching a lot of these shows from that time and from the '80s. Eventually, it got to where, wait a minute, I've seen this guy before. And then the next show, hey, there he is again. It, then it starts becoming like a game. Spot that guy, and you do every single show, just about.
It's like, where's Waldo? Where's Vlad?
Exactly, exactly. Um, However, I will say this, and I don't think they talked about it in the document. They probably would, and but I don't recall seeing him at any of the WCW shows.
I don't think they said anything about that.
Yeah, and he probably didn't. But to be fair, WCW did not really come up to New York very much, if they ever did.
Right.
They stayed more in the South, and then hitting a lot of the venues that WWF considered to be like their B show area, their C show area, never the A shows.
Right.
Um, like for example, I know for a time they were running. I want to say it was Halloween Havoc. They were running their Halloween Havoc shows out of Las Vegas, and WWF at the time didn't really go into Nevada at all, except for WrestleMania 9. And I think Vlad was there. Yeah, Vlad was there at WrestleMania 9 too. He was there in the with in the Roman Coliseum. But I think it was just awesome that they gave this guy literally a worldwide recognition. But he had it before. But this time they acknowledged him. The company did.
Yeah. Number one super fan. Gave him a big title belt and a shadow box and all that. Triple H and Stephanie gave it to him, and it meant a
That was
whole
deserved.
lot to him.
Yeah, that was well deserved. Um, and and then just listening to how he talked, you could tell that he is very passionate about wrestling, and it's almost like it's sort of like a childlike attitude with it too, but in a good way.
Yeah, his ringside or his I guess his ringside atmosphere, was just like off the charts. He's one of those guys that
Mhm.
really gets excited and gets the crowd around him excited about what's going on in the ring and all that. So that's a big thing too. You know,
Yep.
I
I At pretty much every show back in the early days, he was always wearing a tank top, so you could see how
ripped you
built
with.
he was. But at WrestleMania 10, he was dressed up for the occasion. He was dressed up like like he was in a tuxedo, and there was several of them dressed up the same way. Like, okay, we're dressing classy for this specific event because it was WrestleMania 10, their 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, quick.
Uh,
We've got a dog there going nuts.
oh, um, and I'll tell you what, as far as Superfan goes, I hope that they would start doing this with some of the other fans because you know Vlad is not the only super fan. We've seen that. There's that buddy of his that he met there in line.
Yeah,
Um,
he's there with him all the time. As a matter of fact, whenever they flew him down to Tampa, I think when they came back, after COVID and
yeah.
lockdown, they flew him and his buddy down and for the event and all.
Yeah, well, they invited him to WrestleMania. Sean
Yeah,
Sean put out the invitation, but yet in that documentary, even though Sean invited him, that other guy said, "Okay, tickets are on sale. Let's get them."
yeah,
So So a little bit of a conflict there. Okay, what are you trying to tell us here? You're inviting him to the show, but he's still paying for the ticket. How is that working?
No, I don't think. I think they wound up. I think he said something about tickets are going on sale, and then they said something. He said something to his buddy. It's like, we got tickets, to WrestleMania.
I'm going to have to rewatch that just to make sure I got that straight. Because when it was done and over with, I'm thinking this guy should have tickets free for the rest of his life,
Yeah. At the,
especially after
the
this.
the first thing that hit me after I watched the documentary, and it may be out there, maybe way out there, but he deserves to go in the Hall of Fame.
I was actually thinking that myself.
He deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame for his support
Yes.
and everything. Uh, I mean, 40 plus years, 36 WrestleManias. I mean,
I was actually thinking that exact same thing. The Warrior Award.
yeah. I mean, they put other people in there that had less time in the wrestling business. I mean,
Right.
Pete Rose is in there, which is a whole different controversy, with all that. But
He's been a fan longer than some of these wrestlers have been alive.
exactly, why
Yeah,
not put Vlad in the Hall of Fame?
I fully
Exactly,
agree. He
exactly.
deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Maybe we should start a online thing. Vlad for Hall of Fame.
Why not?
Why not?
It, yeah, the Warrior Award they um, have behind the scenes employees. I think one of them was a seamstress. She she's in the Hall of Fame. Um, then they had uh, Connor.
Yeah, Connor.
Yeah, I'm
That's
drawing a
different.
blank on his last name, but Connor the Crusher.
Yeah,
Uh, actually, I think he was the first recipient of the Warrior Award. And then
yeah.
they had that other guy that was in the wheelchair, the football player Eric something. He's in there. Titus O'Neil is in it. Um, but yeah, I fully agree um, that Vlad should be in the Hall of Fame. That would just be the icing on the cake for him.
Oh yeah,
It For him, it would not get any bigger. Um, referee Tim White was just put in there this year. Shad Gaspard was put in last year. That one was well deserved for what he did. Yeah, Tim White. Um, so yeah, Vlad does deserve it, and of course, if that does happen, then there's going to be backlash saying, "Well, they just put anybody. They put almost anybody in there anyway."
yeah.
But
That's true.
Vlad deserves it. He has been, I don't want to say spokesperson or ambassador, but he's pretty damn close for not being an actual employee or signed under some kind of contract with them. He's about as close as you get. No,
Like I said, if you put Pete Rose in there, of course, the whole controversy with baseball Hall of Fame with him. But I mean, Pete Rose wouldn't. His big thing was getting tombstone by or chokeslam by Kane. A
three
couple.
years in a row, no
Yeah,
less. Uh,
Yeah, do it while they're alive. You know,
Yeah,
that's a big thing I have. Let them have time to enjoy it.
yeah, like China, Randy Savage,
That's one I thought I'd never see was Savage.
um, Davy Boy. Let's see, the Anvil, the Big Boss Man.
I'm sure Owen Hart's in there, isn't
No, he never will be.
he? Owen Hart?
Yeah, Owen Hart will never be in that Hall of Fame.
Why is that?
Probably not as long as Vince McMahon is alive.
Owen Hart.
Owen Hart,
What's the deal with that?
his wife,
Uh,
she will not allow them to induct him. That's why you see her working with AEW instead of WWE, because she does not want them um, making a dime off of Owen's name. But now, because of the merger and everything,
I mean, how?
that may change. But I think as long as Vince McMahon is still alive and still somewhat in charge, that will never happen.
I can see why Benoit, you know, but and that's a surprising thing too. They had made a comment. They'll never talk about him on air and stuff like that. In any of their shows, Benoit, but he's still on the past, pay per views on Peacock.
Oh, he will be. Um, but they're not going to do anything that makes it appear that they are celebrating him in any way.
Right.
Um, and I get it.
Yeah.
I get it because of what happened. But at the same time, you have to admit Chris Benoit was one of the best wrestlers ever. So,
Yeah, they don't want the bad PR. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So I get it. I see it on both sides of the coin. Chris Benoit has had a Hall of Fame career, but because of what happened, that pretty much kills all of it.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Um, but at the same time, now that has happened, if that hasn't happened, they probably wouldn't have looked in as deep as they have been with the CTE and all of that.
Yeah.
So take it how you want it, really.
And you got to think about a lot of wrestlers have died prematurely. You know,
Oh man,
being very young
too
from
many.
different different things, not just you know car wrecks or health issues, but some have taken their life and
Davy Boy, Boss Man, Yoko. Um, yeah, way too soon. Um, and it's a shame too because a lot of these wrestlers, it just makes you wonder what if
yeah,
there was so many of them that had the potential to be world champion, and if at some point, I think Owen would have been a world champion at some point.
yeah. I mean, thinking about the family Von Erichs.
The Von
They-
Erichs, that's they probably as a family have the saddest story.
yeah.
Um, Eddie Guerrero, he was 37, 38 when he died.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Pillman, he was just getting started with the WWF when he died.
Yeah, going back to Guerrero, I like the way that they had brought Vicky in, to kind of carry on. I guess that, um,
And she made
uh,
a name for herself.
not necessarily a legacy, but taking care of the family. You
She
know,
did,
getting
and
her position and all that, and it really worked.
she carved her own identity.
Yeah,
Um,
one that comes to mind is when The Rock was in the ring serenading her. And, Biatch, you look horrible tonight. God, it was so funny.
that one, all the fans just ate that one up.
Yeah, that was just awesome.
Um, but then again, anything that The Rock is involved in, the fans eat it up.
Yeah,
But yeah, Vlad deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame.
I agree.
Yeah, no question. He deserves a spot in that Hall of Fame. Um, and now maybe now that this documentary has been released, maybe they will put him in. And
You get if you get a lot of fans, you know, back backing it, I think it'll happen.
maybe they'll induct him this year or next year.
Yeah,
And yeah, there is still time. He's still alive and I'm guessing doing well.
yeah.
Now's the time to do it. Oh no, yeah, they won't for 2 more months, Joe. They usually they don't even announce the first person until after the Rumble. If I got that right, they usually wait until after the Rumble and then they start announcing. Although either I think this year they didn't even announce the first person until about a month before WrestleMania. Um, Made me wonder if they were even going to do it or not. So yeah, Superfan documentary, the story of Vlad. I thought it was done really well. You got to understand him a bit. I don't know why they held off for so long as to why they didn't put it out there
Ooh.
because it was supposed to have been put out back in 2021.
Here's the thing. I just looked up Vlad and this thing come up. It says that FC Toys is putting out a Vladimir action figure.
Are they really?
WWE Superfan Vladimir is having quite a few past wrestling fans all over it. Really, finally get to enjoy a long-awaited WWE documentary. Uh, blah blah blah. FC Toy shared out concept art from their upcoming Wrestling Something Wrestling line, and it features an amazing rendition of Vladimir. Figure style is the classic WWE Hasbro figure line, and Vlad is complete with his right finger pointing in the air, a signature move. Um, the added refreshing news comes from his longtime friend Mike Johnson of PWI Insider, stating that all proceeds will go to help pay for Vlad's ongoing medical expenses. Unfortunately, after having several years of finding a diagnosis, it was discovered that he suffers from Parkinson's. Um, so apparently, he suffers from Parkinson's.
That would make sense. Because you could tell there was something wrong when he spoke.
He has a little note on there. He thanks all the people for watching it and talks about his mom. But yeah, and even kind of a thing think about on the documentary. You got fans that are coming up to Vlad and wanting to get pictures with him and autographs.
I'd
He's like
like to have a picture with.
he's like the next best thing to getting a autograph with or pictures with the wrestlers. You get one with Vlad.
So this has to be one of those things that I know he never expected to happen. I'm pretty sure he never expected this documentary to happen. So how um, they had to come to him in order to do that.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure he was ecstatic when that came through, and now this whole thing with an action figure. How cool is that?
That's cool. You got your own action figure.
Yeah, that's that is just awesome. That pre-order. Oh, you can pre-order it now.
Can you?
According to this,
Where are you at?
I am on scscoops.com.
Okay, that's where I was looking at that at.
It says pre-order November 9.
Really? Yeah. Okay, I see that now. Okay.
Wait a minute. Figure Collections is based in Indianapolis. Holy cow, they're going way back with some of these people. They have Adam Bomb, black hair Greg Valentine.
Okay, I'm going to the store. Is that where you're seeing all this?
Oh, I'm looking at the eBay store. Okay. Okay. So let's see here. Superfan. No results. So why? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Vlad Superfan pre-order on sale for $35. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a hot ticket item.
Yeah, they've got. Oh man, they got so many old figures. Diamond Dallas.
I ain't even seen him. I'm seeing Adam Bomb. Uh, who? Some guy in a mask. I don't even know who it is. Got the Falcon Arrow. Big Daddy. Haku. Luna Vachon.
Well, that would be a cool one.
Yeah, they got some old style people on there, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, Vladimir for the Hall of Fame, absolutely, he deserves it. And who knows, maybe it's actually something that's going to happen now that he's got this documentary out and apparently an action figure.
That would be if it happens, I wouldn't be surprised. Would be those inductions. I guess when it gets closer to time, we'll maybe discuss who they're going to put in the 40th,
Who's going to induct him?
or like who's going to be in the in this year's Hall of Fame or next year's Hall of Fame. I would say Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, he's got to be in it, and it's not very often, but every now and then they do induct somebody who just died.
Right.
Um, I think Eddie Guerrero was one of them. They put him in right after he died. They'll probably do the same thing with Bray. Is he? That was a big hit when he died. And and the whole thing about that, Joe, is they do that, and proceeds to those sales can go towards his medical bills.
Yeah.
That'd be the
Because
way to do it.
Parkinson's is just going to get worse.
Yeah,
Just look at Michael J. Fox. It's it sucks that having a talented actor like that just come to that.
but Michael J. Fox doesn't take any medications at all. He refuses to. If he was under medication, he probably wouldn't be anywhere near the shape that he's in right now. Um, but yeah, maybe we can start a petition, say Vlad for the Hall of Fame.
I'm gonna look that up when we get off here.
Yeah, I'm going to too. Somebody may already have that going, but
Yeah.
I think it's worth it. He deserves it, no question. Um, and we'll definitely be looking for him at WrestleMania this year, and that would just be the ultimate thing. Yeah, I've been seeing clips of her lately. It's real eerie. I don't know how else to say it. Uh, can you imagine Vlad coming out in the middle of WrestleMania on that big stage, and they're playing music for him, and all the chants are cheering for him because he was just inducted into the Hall of Fame? I could see that. I could see that happening. And if he is suffering from Parkinson's disease, they need to do that now before it gets worse.
Well, they're trying to put Stevie Richards in there on change.org. He's got 289 signatures.
For Vlad already?
No, Steve Richards.
Oh, to be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Let's look up. Can you search in this thing? Search.
Yeah, I don't really know about Steve, but
Uh,
let's see. Superfan.
I looked up Vladimir, and all that's coming up is Vladimir Putin. Let's look it up.
Okay.
Davy Boy, China.
Yeah, I'm seeing
Wow.
that now. Chris Benoit.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Who is Joe Yanan Tuano?
I know. I was just reading that. I don't know who he is.
Oh, he too is a lifelong wrestling fan. Okay, I'm starting this. I'm
Start.
starting this. Yeah, I'm starting this while we are here.
All right.
No, no, no.
What do you want, dog?
Getting Wrestling Hall of Fame.
So if you're just tuning in, Jeremy's over here. We've been talking about the super fan Vladimir, and he's about to put on change.org a petition to put him in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I don't know. Understand about the Nikki Cross thing. I'm interested to see what direction they're going to go with her with this spaced out thing. Maybe it's something to do with Howdy. Maybe they're going to bring that in and what? Yeah, yeah, she did. I'm ready to see her come back. Talking about Alexa Bliss. Uh, Raw. I got to see part of Raw the other night, and the thing that happened on this last episode was um, they had Judgment Day putting up tag titles against Cody and yeah, against Cody and Jey Uso. And of course, I knew that they weren't going to wind up getting the titles before War Games came out. But we had talked about it in previous episodes. Uh, Gosh, dog, the name's just leaving me.
Alexa Bliss. Didn't she just have a baby?
Yes, yeah, that's the reason she had left. Uh,
Okay, I just did a one of them automatic generated things here. Um, induct induct lifelong wrestling fan Vladimir Abuzade into the WWE Hall of Fame. Description: Vladimir is more than just a wrestling fan. He has dedicated his life to the sport, attending over 1,000 wrestling shows, countless pay per views, and premium live events. His presence has become synonymous with wrestling itself. This petition seeks to honor his unwavering commitment and passion by inducting him into the WWE Hall of Fame. The WWE Hall of Fame is reserved for individuals who have made significant contributions to the world of professional wrestling. While most inductees are wrestlers and industry professionals, there are precedents for fans being recognized as well, such as Connor Michalek. That's the name I was, who was posthumously awarded the Warrior Award in 2015. Vladimir's dedication goes beyond that of an average fan. His attendance record alone speaks volumes about his commitment to the sport. It's time we recognize this extraordinary dedication by giving him a place among legends. Let us honor Vladimir's lifelong devotion to wrestling with an induction into the WWE Hall of Fame. Please sign this petition and help make it happen.
Sounds good, man. You're writing talents.
No, I did. I didn't write that.
Oh, you
It
did?
it was one of those generated things based off of a few key words that I.
Hell, I need to use that.
So let me find a picture here that most people would be able to identify with.
Yes, definitely.
What a good one. Surprisingly, there's not that many.
Let me see if I can look up. Damn, my sinuses are killing me.
That's not a.
Man.
Oh, and he has also been to Major League Wrestling shows too. All right, let's. Use that one. This one here, maybe.
I'm gonna send you one. See what you think.
Oh, Vladimir has met Tony Khan. Yeah, that could work. I don't want to do that. Okay, here's the petition. By Frederick Smith.
Huh?
um, the hell?
What are you talking about?
Somehow it's got me listed down as Frederick Smith.
All right, Fred.
Oh, I must have done that because it's got my old address. So I must have done that. Maybe I was signing to somebody else. I don't know. It was there we go. Much better. Okay.
I see where it started by Jeremy York. So
Yeah, you'll see it now. Okay, let's see if this happens.
All right, let's see if it happens. And it started here on Marks on Wrestling.
Yep. Yep. Thank you, Joe.
Do it.
Oh, Joe signed and shared.
That's what I'm trying to do now. Oh,
I think I think once word of this gets out, it'll spread and spread and spread, especially for this one.
yeah.
So, but let's see here. It doesn't. It doesn't say anything as to what my goal is. Yeah. Did it show on your end what the goal is? How many signatures to get?
I said next goal 5.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's see if it works or not. So if Vladimir gets into the WWE Hall of Fame, it started on this show.
That's right.
Let's get Marks on Wrestling on the map.
Yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, I grew up on wrestling, and in that, I grew up watching Vlad as a fan. I think a lot of people have. A lot of us have identified him with the WWF. I don't recall seeing him at any WCW shows. Um, he may have only been strictly loyal to the WWF, and if he was, that's fine. Um, I was loyal to them. I watched WCW. I did watch um, AWF when it came out, short lived as it was. I did watch GWF, but WWF was my thing. And I think it was for a lot of people too.
It was. I'm sharing this across different wrestling
Yeah,
groups.
I'm gonna do that too. Um, on some of my other wrestling shows. So
Some
yeah, let's get Vlad into the Hall of Fame. In fact, I think I'll even make up a banner for it. Maybe even make up a page.
there you go. That's a
That's
good
what I'll
idea.
do. I will make a
That's a good
page.
idea.
In fact, I actually have a test page that I had deactivated. Um, I am going to turn that into.
Vlad for Hall of Fame. I wonder if he's on Facebook.
There is a page for Vlad on Facebook. I
Oh my God.
remember. Are you okay?
Yeah, it sounded killing me today. It just started hitting me.
Sounds like it.
How do you spell
Okay,
his last name?
hang on.
How do you spell his last name?
Yeah,
There you go.
actually, let me put that in your chat. Oh, I can't do it yet. Dang. There are a couple pages that's got his name on it, but
May not be him.
right. Let's see. Pages, nothing. People. There are three that's got his picture on it. Nothing for groups? Jeez. Vladimir Superfan?
Vladimir the fan page.
Man, there is almost nothing on him. Oh, wait. Here we go. Vladimir the Superfan. There is a page and it's got less than 900 likes on it. The, the Where's Waldo of WrestleManias and the Easter egg in everyone's childhood.
That's the one I just sent a message with the link.
I am creating Vlad for the Hall because this has to happen.
I just shared it on a super fan post in the comments.
Okay. Yeah, this has to happen. Let's make this happen. Let's get Vladimir into the Hall of Fame um, because he deserves it. Everybody knows it. Create a page name. No, I have not created a page name. I need. No. Business Suite. Edit. Yeah, it could take me a minute to do this, but yeah, I'm gonna do this. So
All right.
let's make this. Here we go. Finally,
I'm actually on the WWE page.
Vlad for the Hall.
See where that goes. There's got to be something in this WWE about the Superfan somewhere.
Okay, here is here is the page. Um, it does have. It's got a testing video on there from a year and a half ago from an investigation. So I'll grab that out of there and get that off.
All right.
Ah,
That's loud.
yeah, a little bit. Holy cow! We've been on here for almost 2 hours. I cannot believe it.
Yep. Next show, I'm fixing to get off. Wife just pulled up, so it's fixing to get busy anyhow, or loud. So next one is on the 26th.
That'll
Next
be our next show. Okay.
next show is the 26th.
All right, and that will be Survivor Series review. We can't exactly do a preview because there's only been 3 matches announced for us so far.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that actual the whole Judgment Day and Cody Rhodes and all them mixed in together. And now that Drew has joined the faction, which we had talked about before, actually
Yeah.
probably happening.
And they're talking about Randy Orton being the other guy for Cody's team.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, it would be
That
good.
would be good.
Can you imagine a pop that he would get for that?
Yeah, definitely.
It sucks that Roman's not gonna be on there, but we can't control that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I'm fixing to go take some medicine and go lay down and get ready for work in the morning.
okay. Okay, good. I got the video taken off of there. So, all right.
Definitely.
If he would. Having been off this long, it would blow it right off. And it's going to be in Chicago, 3 hours from where I live, and I can't go. Oh well. I've been to a Survivor Series once before. I'm good with that. I've been to a WrestleMania. I want to go to the Rumble.
All I've been to is the house shows.
Yeah, I've been to several house shows, but the Rumble, that's the one I want to go to.
Like I said, if I go to one, I want to go ringside, but I can't afford ringside. So
Yeah, that's the bad thing. $2,000 for a ticket. Damn. If I had $2,000, I know a lot of stuff that I would do with that, and I just can't do that.
I agree. Same here.
All right, so next show on the 26th, we will be reviewing Survivor Series, and that will actually be my last show of the year because I will be having surgery 3 days later.
Good night.
Good night. It's only 9:30.
What time you got to be up? Oh, she's got to leave at 5:30 in the morning. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good night. All
And
right, Don. So
also,
this has been quite a show. I certainly did not expect to be spending 2 hours on this. Yep, and Joe's got surgery on December 6th as well. So good luck with that. Um, well, until next time. Well, I will be on tomorrow night when we talk to John Ward on Supernatural Talk.
send me a link. I'll get on there. I'll be at work tomorrow, pending no issues at work.
Well, I have John Ward coming on the show, so we're going to be talking about his
No, I mean
book.
I'll watch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. We're going to be talking to him about his young adult novels, Scareville. But until then, um, a week and a half, 10, 11 days, we'll be talking about Survivor Series. And then after that, we will be taking a break unless Don decides otherwise.
You're gonna be up to you.
I'm going to be off for a month.
We'll have a lot to talk about when you get back.
Yeah, I
We'll be,
guess so. I
we'll be
guess so. All right. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for playing along. Been a good show. And I think we're actually going to accomplish something here with this for Vladimir. So let's see if we can make that happen.
I'm excited about that.
I am too. So until next time, we will see you later.
See y'all.